The last day of the trip was probably the most rewarding. It was a nice day outside, one of the only blue skies we saw. Our first day in China was under a blue sky as well. The ambassador we met that day said we were lucky to see one in China and that they would sometimes go weeks without seeing one like this. The difference between the first day and the last day, however, was that during the first day, everyone was excited, with eyes as bright as that sky, excited to learn, excited to shop, excited to haggle for prices in markets, excited to experience China. On the last day, everyone was edgy and growing tired of riding buses, tired of spending all our time with the same people. We were ready to go home, but we couldn't do that. We were on a bus again, on our way to the Tianjin Experimental School, not knowing what to expect. We went to colleges on the trip prior to this, but we only learned bits and pieces about their education and daily life. Some of us were skeptical about what they told us and thus discouraged. The first thing we did when we got to the school was sit in on 8th grade English class. It was much different than what we heard classes were like in China. I imagined them being more like a military with a drill sergeant instead of a teacher. I thought the students would stand up, give an answer, and then sit back down. I did not think there would be any character or personality in the class, and absolutely no open thought. Maybe other schools in China are like that. Some in America are definitely like that, but this school was not. The students were grouped in fours and working on a project about friendship. The teacher then used words, mostly adjectives and synonyms, for the word friendship. I was astonished at the vocabulary they were learning. Some of the words I didn't even know. Some of the words I've never even heard of in my 20 years of speaking English. The students reenacted friendly events that happened between them in front of the class and did PowerPoint presentations about friendship. It reminded me of my high school Spanish classes, the way the teacher tried to make learning fun and grouped vocabulary under a broad topic. The students had huge smiles on their faces and the teacher seemed conscientious. She wasn't doing that because we were sitting in on classes. She was doing that because she would have done that every other day. Then she said something that I did not expect someone to say in a communist country. She offhandedly joked that teachers don't get paid a lot. This is something that's supposed to happen here in America, not in communist China, other side of the world. That comment showed that people are much freer than I originally thought. They do have opinions that they state even if they are negatively about the government. In the afternoon, we talked with an international baccalaureate class, which seemed a lot like leadership and global understanding. There may not be many schools like this one, but it could be the catalyst to ignite inspiration in students' minds. It could create idealism and the practice of thinking critically in classes. It could also lead to nothing, and schools could stick to their standardized testing that they've been doing since one of the dynasties. But the students, at least the ones I talk to, know that there are problems. They know that there is so much pressure on them. They know that strictly standardized testing is not the way to educate the whole person. As one student put it, we study only what the teacher tells us. China has many problems, but I left the country optimistic that changes will come and that the country is moving forward. This is a new generation for China.